So I was just sitting here thinking about how meditation literally brings in streams of income. That's very powerful when you think about it, because so many people like don't know what to do or don't know where to start when it comes to what they want to do. And if you just learn how to meditate properly, hey, book a one-on-one coaching with me to get closer to being the natural you, the holistic you, the best you that you can ever be. Book with me and you will see. Spirit will begin to give you messages and you'll be able to interpret them once they come. But the only way that you will be able to experience such... I've written a book, and this book is an eagle's perspective of my journey. However, in a very profound way, my journey is also your journey, because we go through the same steps to try to understand why we're here, what is our purpose, and where are we going, and what should we actually be connected to, what's real and what's not, what's true and what's false, right? So this book that I've written gives you a roadmap to get to the place where you have been created to be. Your gift is if you take some time with yourself. So tell me, are you ready to take some time with yourself? Are you ready to make the change in your life that you've been wanting for a long time? Maybe you didn't even realize like how powerful meditation is. Maybe you never thought about meditation in that way, how when you are balanced and when your mind is in such a equalized state, there's a flow that reaches you easy. Like there's no friction, there's no static. It's just a clear route or channel straight to you. So when your signals are clear, you'll receive many messages, and when you get really good, you receive them without trying. Okay? And this is one of the beauties of meditation. And this is just one of those things that I never really learned from anyone. I learned this from Spirit, because as I began to get more comfortable in my meditative experiences, I started to see certain things, and I started to recognize certain patterns within my vision, within me being able to receive vision and see pictures of things and images and scenes, and I see these things from, they're in different dimensions. They're not here. Now I have dreams, and it's like I'm living out one of my lives. And I feel this inner knowing that I actually know the people that I'm talking to in that dimension. That is how it starts to feel now. Before, my dreams didn't feel like that. And many times before, I could barely remember my dreams. I would only remember some of them. But now, I remember all of them, and it's as if I'm there. Like, it's lucid. And I'm also interacting. So the more, this is why I go so hard just trying to tell you guys to look into yourself and stop looking at everything else around you, and stop keeping people around you that don't mean you well or have you distracted and feeling off balance. When you're able to gain your strength back and your confidence and your joy, because many of you, I'm hearing that you walk amongst joy thieves and dream catchers. Dream catchers. There's actually a reason for dream catchers. I believe that dream catchers are meant to capture, I believe they're meant to capture nightmares, like the bad dreams. Hold on, let me look it up because I haven't looked it up in a while. Let me see. I'm going to put a little clip of what I find in this video so you can see it. I like talking to you guys on a cuff because I never know what I'm going to say. I never know really what Spirit is going to give me until I'm already on camera, and I kind of just go with it. And I like that. A small hoop containing a, okay, we know that. Wait, I have to look up the spiritual meaning. Wait a minute. Spiritual meaning of dream catchers. Protects the sleeper from negative dreams and energies by catching bad dreams in its web while allowing positive dreams to pass through and reach the dreamer. Typically symbolized by feathers gently sliding down the web, it represents a connection to nature and is often seen as a symbol of protection, filtering out negativity and promoting peaceful sleep. I remember I purchased a dream catcher for my daughter years ago. She still has it hanging up in her room, but it's white and it has like blue beads on it. Not like this blue, but not like teal or turquoise, but it's more like baby blue, like powder blue. And it's very pretty. And yeah, that's really besides the point, but I just thought about that. Connection to the Spider Woman. In some Native American traditions, the web is associated with the Spider Woman, a protective figure who watches over children. You know what? This is making me think about something as well. Was it recent? How long ago? It was pretty recent, but I feel like it was like maybe around March or April of last year. I started experiencing something that was very different. And that's when the flashes started for me. The psychic flashes, almost like I could equate it to That's So Raven, when she used to flash like that, and she would have those. That's a real thing. See, those people that did that show, they know the truth because it happens like that to me. Even though it happens many different ways now, not just that way, but that happens to me as well with the flash of something. It did happen to me a few times in my earlier years when I really didn't know as much as I know now about spirituality. And both of the times it happened, it was very interesting. And I'll tell you those stories one day. But I had premonition before with those flashes. And I also had a flash of someone's baby that they didn't get to have. So, but that was a long time ago. And it actually did start way back when, but I wasn't tapped in like I am now. I didn't know how to meditate back then, but it's like Spirit was showing me what I'm capable of years ago. And that was like back in 2015, 2016 when I first got those flashes, but then it stopped. It only happened with things that were serious though. It didn't happen with just little things like how it happens now with little messages. It was only like things that were very impactful in my life as well as in the lives of a few around me. Like I needed to know for whatever reason they wanted me to. But back to this message, it said the Spider Woman is meant to protect children in the Native American culture or tradition. The web is associated with the Spider Woman, a protective figure who watches over children. And so last year, I told you around like April, March, I started to get those flashes and I saw some things that I actually ended up drawing. I did draw the things that I saw, and they were very different. And I know that they were not from here. They were not from this realm. And after that, I began to notice spiders around me. And I never have spiders in my apartment, but spiders kept on showing up. And I didn't want to hurt them. So I would always catch them and put them out the window, because I felt like they were like, it was like a message for me. Spiritually, it was a message. The spiders kept coming after I started getting those flashes. And I've never had them happen so much in a short period of time like that. And that just showed me that my ability was strengthening. So if you ever see spiders, you know, pay attention to things like that, because Spirit finds many ways to give us messages. Hold on one second. Okay, so in spirituality, a spider often symbolizes creativity, weaving fate, interconnectedness, and transformation due to its ability to intricately spin webs, representing the delicate threads of life and destiny. In many Native American cultures, the spider is seen as a wise, protective figure, often associated with the spider grandmother who weaves the fabric of reality. And now that I just read that, I believe I may have read something like that before, but I feel like that is what many of us feminine energies are supposed to be doing, but it takes work for you to get there, because we have that special sauce. We have the ability to stand in between realms because of our intuition and our psychic abilities. Now, some men have it too. Not all men can or utilize their intuition or even are able to do that. I think that really just depends on how a male or a masculine energy is aligned in the stars. Depending on the person or even the person's life path and their birth chart, like their true nature will allow a man to be almost as intuitive as a woman, very close to it. But it could be just intuitive from a perspective of a man and not even take away from that power. It's just a masculine intuition. So a masculine intuition would be, I'd say, more logical, and a feminine intuition would be more nurturing, more intuitive and psychic. But I still feel like certain men can tap into that as well. I do feel that way. But when we learn how to weave, things change. And they change for the better in such an amazing way. It's good to be grounded, but we have to also spend time in the stars. We have to be able to know how to be in the middle. You have to know how to be in the middle, because if you're not, you're going to be missing a big portion of what's most important for you to be the best that you can be while here on this terrain. So when we weave, Spirit can help us create, as long as we're weaving. Weaving is being able to be in the physical and reach the spirit realm. That's true weaving. You know, it just makes me think about two pieces of material, both different, but still having the ability to be threaded through, and using thread to weave them together and tighten it, and they come together. That's what it makes me think about. When you think about sewing, have you guys ever sewn something before? You know, cross stitch. Have you ever done that by hand without using the machine? Even though you can use the sewing machine as well, but there's something special about seeing it happen when you're doing it with your hands. And you'll be able to feel what I'm saying, because when you equate sewing up a rip in, you know, I don't know, a pair of jeans or a shirt that you have. Oh, and another thing I just thought about, you know, when you sew, you don't sew on the outside of the garment. And this means a lot, metaphorically speaking. You sew on the inside of the garment. Okay, so imagine you have jeans and they have a rip in them on the side somewhere. I don't know. Pick a hole, pick a spot. Okay? You have to pull the jeans inside out. Search for the hole, which could be the void within us, because we be having to fill voids or close gaps within us, right? And it's found inside of the garment, inside of the jeans, DNA, the jeans. Oh, it's going to a place. All right, it's getting spicy. So, Spirit, I love you. Be in love with Spirit, because they love you. But many of you are not acknowledging Spirit, so they can't even get down with you. They can't rock with you like they want to, because y'all playing outside. But anyway, our genes are connected to our lineage, right? Yes, of course. Deoxyribonucleic acid, which is the long form of DNA. And so our genes and our DNA needs to be repaired. When we figure out how to weave the void in between worlds, we save ourselves. Ooh, that's making me want to cry. Wait. Just made me emotional. Hold on. That made me emotional. Okay. I'm trying not to cry so I can talk, because when I start crying, I can't talk. I have to start whispering, okay? All right. When we figure out, do you have a needle? Do you have a needle? Do you have some thread? Do you now? I do. Oh, I do. That's funny. It's right in front of me. I do. I have a needle and I have thread. Want to see my needle? It's a hook, because I was doing someone's hair. Oh my. This message right now is so random and so good right now for me in my life. And I hope you guys can appreciate it as well. And here's the thread. Here's the thread. When we are able to learn how to weave. Oh my gosh, it's making me feel some type of way. Do you know that weaving is very popular around the world? It's like a form of, it creates a stream of income in many different cultures, like Mayan cultures. I just heard Aztec. I want to say Mexico, South America. Let me look this up. Now I have to put all these things somewhere in this video, because they keep coming to me in my mind. Let me see. This is the type of journey that we're supposed to be on. Forget what they be talking about in the schools, because they don't be teaching the right stuff, right? But when you allow spirit to speak through you and ride with the wave, you will find some things that you wanted to know and didn't even realize it. Weaving is an ancient craft practiced by cultures across the globe, often deeply tied to tradition, identity, and cultural heritage. It's time to weave ourselves back to our own culture. It is time to weave ourselves back. It's making me want to cry too. Ooh, these things make me... You know what? It's because my soul remembers. My soul remembers. Does your soul remember who you are? Do you remember? Okay, I'm trying to be cool here because I'll be feeling some type of way. Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. Andine cultures. Andine. I don't think I've ever heard that before. It says Andine regions. Okay. The Andine regions have a long history of weaving, especially with alpaca. Llama. Llama is spelled like como se llama? It's spelled like Spanish. And sheep wool. The Inca are perhaps the most famous for their intricate textiles, but even today, indigenous communities like Quechua and Aymara continue to create traditional woven goods. Backstrap weaving is a common technique where the weaver ties the loom to their body, creating intricate patterns in textiles like ponchos. I love a poncho. Maybe that's a part of me. I love ponchos. I love shawls. You see what I have on right now? I love that. I love it. I feel like cozy and it just feels right. And it's always, I've always gravitated towards them. You see what I'm talking about? Like there's certain ways that we have when we pay attention to ourselves that immediately connect us to our true culture, because it's still, our ancestors are inside of us. Literally. So there's certain things that you're going to like to eat and certain things that you're going to gravitate to because it's a part of you. And now it's making me think about the playful aspect of my personality. I like to go into character a lot. It's just a part of me. I like that. It feels right. It feels normal. It might not be normal to some of y'all. Like, what's she doing now? But it's just a part of me. And in the indigenous culture, they used to play a lot. They're very imaginative people. And they would act like birds and put bird feathers on and do like the little bird walk and do the wings and tell stories that way. And I truly believe that is part of the reason why the indigenous ones are so powerful, because they understand how to be joyful. They understand love. They understand the culture that has been lost because they actually had the chance to actually live it in real time. And also talking about things that you just like and gravitate to and you don't really know why, but then you recognize that it's in correlation with your genes, your heritage, your culture, your DNA, your ancestors. I like peppercini peppers, right? And one day I was in the store and I think I was like looking for something in that aisle, you know, where there's pickled things in the aisle, like pickles and olives and stuff like that. And I did pick up what I wanted, but I passed the pepper that said peppercini. And I'm looking, I'm like, what's a peppercini? And it was something, I almost left, but then something said, get the peppercini. get the peppercini. I said, okay. So I just got it. I don't even know what this thing tastes like, but I followed the inkling. It was like an inkling that I had to follow. So I just picked it up. Then I brought it home and I put it in something, where I put it on a salad. I don't know what I did. Usually I do eat them with salads, so I think that's what I did. And I love that pepper. It's so good to me. I really like it. Then one day I was randomly talking to my father, and we were on the phone, and I was eating it. He was like, "What you eating?" And I told him. And then he was like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Your grandparents love those things." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yes. They used to try to put it on everything." And he said, "Your grandmother made her rice with it." And I was like, he was like, "Yeah, she put it in her red rice." And both of my grandparents have been deceased for many years. They passed away when my father was a teenager, both of them. So for him to tell me that was years ago when he told me that, and it was like a trigger for me, because it made me recognize how my ancestors are really with me. But at that time, I wasn't as deep as I am now within this new phase of my life. And I just thought about how we have generations inside of us. I thought about how I have generations of past loved ones within me. And so little mannerisms that we may have. Like me, I have this thing where when I drink something, my pinky goes up. And then it's like, I'm not trying to do that. My pinky just wants to be up. I don't, listen, pinky go down, but pinky be up. What? I don't know. It's always happened to me. So I feel like that's just a part of my past, and it's still attached to me because it's within my genes, my DNA, my blood. So if there's a little something that you like or something that you do, look it up and see where does it derive from, you know? So back to this reading, it says Navajo. The Navajo Nation in the southwestern U.S. is known for its exquisite woolen rugs and blankets. The tradition of weaving was introduced in the 17th century, and Navajo weaving became famous for its geometric designs, vivid colors, and use of natural dyes. Navajo rugs are often passed down through generations and can be considered a symbol of cultural identity. West African cultures. Many West African cultures are known for their vibrant weaving traditions, such as the Ashanti of Ghana, the Yoruba of Nigeria, and the Mandinga people. They weave intricate patterns into textiles like kente cloth, often woven from silk or cotton, and a dyer fabric. Using indigo dye, these textiles are often used for ceremonial and everyday wear and are highly symbolic in terms of color and pattern. Weaving is popular all over the world. Now I see Japanese culture. In Japan, weaving has been a refined and highly respected craft for centuries. Kimono fabric is often woven with silk and techniques such as ikat, or ikat, is I-K-A-T, a resist dyeing method, and kashuri, a Japanese form of ikat or ikat weaving, have been passed down for generations. The Nishijin area of the Kyoto is particularly famous for its luxurious silks. Those kimonos are beautiful. Have you ever seen them before? Oh, lovely. Absolutely. Middle Eastern and Central Asian cultures. The weaving traditions of cultures such as the Persians, Turks, and Turkmen are famous for their carpets and rugs. These textiles, often woven from wool or silk, are known for their rich patterns and intricate designs, reflecting centuries of artistry. Persian carpets, in particular, are considered masterpieces of weaving, blending symbolic motifs with functional beauty. Southeast Asian cultures. Many Southeast Asian cultures, such as Thailand, I want to go there, such as Thai, Laos, and Cambodian, have a long history of weaving with silk and cotton. The Thai silk, for instance, is renowned worldwide for its smooth texture and shimmering finish. The ikat technique, or ikat, I don't know, I gotta find out how to pronounce it, involving dyeing the yarns before weaving, is also widespread in the region. Indigenous cultures of the Pacific Northwest, Canada, and the U.S., indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest, such as the Haida, Tlingit, it says Tlingit, Tlingit. That's a tongue twister. And Waka Waka? That's funny. Quacka Waka Waka. I feel like I'm about to like I don't even know what to say. Okay, let me just finish reading because that right there is funny. It's like KWAK apostrophe WAKW. Traditionally used weaving techniques to create baskets, mats, and robes for materials like cedar, bark, and mountain goat wool. Somebody be wearing mountain goats on their back. Mountain goats. These woven items often carry deep cultural and spiritual significance. All right, so this is the last paragraph. They just gave me 8 regions, what we went through. Now we're on the 8th. The 8th one. It says Central American cultures, Mexico and Guatemala. As soon as I said Guatemala, I heard Maria, Maria. You remind me of a West Side Story. I hear the beat in my head. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. She living a life just like a movie star. Oh, Maria, Maria. Yeah, I remember that. Y'all remember that? Of course you do. In Central America, particularly in Guatemala and Mexico, weaving is a key part of daily life. Indigenous people like the Maya have long traditions of weaving intricate textiles for clothing, such as, what's that word? Huipils? It's Huipils. Embroidered tunics and rebozos shawls. These textiles are often made on backstrap looms and are rich in symbolic color and pattern. Each culture's weaving style tells a unique story about its history, beliefs, and way of life. Weaving isn't just a craft, it's a form of cultural expression passed down through generations. And so, I mention all that to say that we are meant to be weavers. Maybe not everyone is meant to be a weaver, but we still have to learn how to weave. No matter if you don't know, if you know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. So, it's time to get that juicy fruit. It's time to get that juicy fruit. Juicy. Okay? Get that juicy fruit juicy. Because it's time to start weaving. There's so many things I could talk about when it comes to weaving. Because there's so many things that need to be brought together. Ideas. Oh my. The weaving is happening in my mind. But meditation is like a good place to start, okay? Wonderful, wonderful, amazing. I think it is the place to start. It's like the place. It is the place. Okay? Yeah, it is. It really is. Very special experience to know how to weave. I heard it's not worthy to act like you know how to weave. It's more important to take the action to learn. Because if you act like you know how to weave, but you don't have the foundational understanding of how to start, then you'll just be capping. You'll be putting up a front, making it seem like you know how to weave when you don't, and then you really sell yourself short from activating that aspect of you for real. But approaching the task in a way where you are saying, I am going to learn. I'm learning. This is my goal. My goal is to learn. And I want to learn because I want to live a better life. This goes along with that saying that everything that you need is inside of you. This goes super deep. Oh, my. I'm like a radio. I be feeling like it's just, I'll say one word and it immediately gives me a song. Like, this is me all the time. My sister be like, oh my goodness, Shawnee, you doing it again? We just laugh because, I don't know, that's just us. Things just be funny. Like, you know, life is beautiful, funny. It could be horrifying, scary. It's just so much here. Just indulge in the emotions and use them to your advantage. Use them to your advantage. Yeah, it's cool though. It's cool. It's special. I love this topic right now. It's like giving me all types of ideas. My brain is like ding 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 ding. My mind, my spidey senses, they're happening. But I love them. I am not complaining. I am joyful. And I accept everything that Spirit gives to me. And I want you guys to start doing that too. The messages that you receive, show gratitude, show respect. Show respect to the generations of lineage that run through your veins. That is so beautiful. Oh my. My. So beautiful. If you keep doing that, you're going to look good every night. Because Johnny Gill, that's his name? He said, you sure look good tonight. You start weaving, you're going to look good every night. Not just tonight. Okay? Every night. You're going to look great. Oh, like the sun. I heard, oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. I think that's it for this reading. I like this. It's making me think about so many things. Like, I have work to do now after this reading because Spirit just put all types of stuff in my brain. It's like a tree with branches. You know what I find interesting? The synapses in our minds when it comes to how our brain works when we pick up information and it starts to like spark. It looks like tree branches. It's cool. It looks just like tree branches, but like the trees without leaves on it. Like now, like when you are on the highway, well, at least if you're on my side of the world, then you will see naked trees. You're gonna see some naked trees. They don't have any leaves on them right now because it's cold. I just want to look something up real quick before I end this video because I like this message. It's making me, ooh. It's making me really go to a place right now. Ooh, okay. A junction between two nerve cells consisting of minute gaps across the impulses passed by diffusion of the neurotransmitters. Wait, I'm looking for a picture of the synaptic image so that you can see how it looks like a tree branch, and it just shows how connected we are, and like how it's like one thought can lead to so many others, and that's like so beautiful, because if you're someone who loves to learn, that's like a gold mine. Oh, okay. Now, sorry, my brain went away for a second. But you see how that looks like a tree branch? Look at that. Like, you know, and I feel like that's how certain ideas work in our minds. When we reach a point of understanding, it brings out so many other ideas from one place. Then you start to weave. Ooh, weave. All right. I think that's it. I have work to do. And I hope you make some work for you too. And use it to your advantage. Anything. Anything. I meant to say anyway. But you could do anything. You could do anything you want. You could search and look at anything you want. And allow your mind to go wild. Allow yourself to be excited to learn and connect to information that can lead you to, I heard, great wealth. We are wealthy. We are wealthy when we listen to the inside of us. We are very wealthy. You need to start sewing the inside of them jeans. Pun intended. Anyway, everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you, my honey roses. I'll see you in the next video.